Hey guys, Urban Reddit here, and this is r/entitled parents, where an entitled dad thinks it's totally fine that his 10-year-old son just blinded a 3-year-old girl. Anyway, I have 3 stories for you. A couple of them are a bit longer than usual, so let's get right into it, shall we? So the first one's called Entitled Dad Thinks It's Totally Fine that his 10-year-old son just blinded a 3-year-old girl. Yes, that's the first one. So this is the story of how I lost all vision in my left eye. I was thinking about it recently as I was talking to my husband about my eye patch and how it went with our son's Peter Pan themed nursery. I'm not going to post about pictures for privacy reasons. A girl with an eye patch tends to stand out, and I don't know y'all anyway. On with the story. Cast. Me, 3-year-old girl just living her life. Ed is entitled Demon, EK entitled Dog Boy, Dad is my dad. While this happened when I was 3 years old, my dad was taking me to the park while my mum was out shopping. I had just gotten a new purse from my aunt and I filled it with coins. It was a small purse, so there couldn't have been much more than $2 or $3 in it. So I went over to the sandpit next to the gravel area where the play structure was and started counting my coins. Enter Entitled Kid. Entitled Kid was about 10, but he looked like a giant to me at the time. He stood over me for a second before I looked up at him. "Give me the money." "Oh, it's my money. I keep it in my purse." I showed him the purse and he snatched it from me. He then proceeded to pick up the coins along with handfuls of sand and put in my purse before turning and walking about. As 3-year-olds do, I started wailing and my dad ran over to me. "What's wrong, Popsicle?" Real life name inspired my username. He stole my money and my purse. I pointed to EK sitting on a bench next to Entitled Dad. My dad took my hand and we walked over to them. Dad to Entitled Dad. "Excuse me, your son took the purse from my daughter and her coins. She really likes it back. Say please, Popsicle." "Please." Entitled Dad and Entitled Kid just scoffed. "You mean this bag?" He held up my purse and shook it. I heard the sound of my coins inside. "Yes sir, I'm Southern, lol." Entitled Dad laughed and threw my purse over our heads and it landed in the gravel. Fetch. Oh, what an arsehole. I ran over to the gravel without a second thought and kneeled down to pick it up and make sure all my coins were there, when all of a sudden I felt someone grab my hair. Before I could even yelp in pain, my face was being squished into the gravel. I found out later that it was Entitled Kid. He kept slamming my head into the gravel and shaking when it was down. By the time Entitled Kid got pushed off me, I was in total shock. I turned to face my dad, who was kneeling next to me, and he just looked horrified before getting his phone out and calling the cops. He picked me up and ran me to the bathroom to wait for them. According to my dad, my face was covered in blood and I had cuts and scrapes everywhere. He did his best to stay calm, but he said that my eye was so bad looking that he couldn't look at me. I remember bits and pieces like that. Wasn't yelling. I was in complete shock. I remember that blinking sternly really badly and that I was crying, but not intentionally. The police came with an ambulance and I was taken into it while my dad talked to the police. Dad said that Entitled Dad was trying to say that Entitled Kid didn't mean to do that and it was an accident, but after my dad told the cops that after Entitled Dad told me to fetch, he told Entitled Kid to sick him. Entitled Dad didn't even deny that part, saying it was part of the game. Dad said that Entitled Kid had even growled before chasing me. He actually growled. I don't think he is a dog. Entitled Dad was arrested and Entitled Kid went with him. My dad preached charges and told Entitled Dad that he'll be paying for my medicine bills. We got to the hospital and doctors informed us that my left eye must have been open when I hit the gravel because it was so scratched up there wasn't anything he could do. I'm not going to go into details about what they ended up having to do with my eye because it's gross. I bet it probably is as well actually. But now I wear an eye patch, and despite the bullying and the teasing I received, I got my purse and coins back, and that's all that matters. Edit. For those asking what happened to Entitled Dad and Entitled Kid, they ended up settling out of court for the cost of the medical bills and a bit more, as well as some parenting classes for Entitled Dad. Entitled Kid pretty much got a slap on the wrist, which is usually what happens anyway. God, I hate disrespectful children like this, and especially when you got a disrespectful father. How disgusting that he can't actually tell his own son to do that to a 3-year-old girl. Almost psychopathic. Probably a future killer, and they don't watch him. Anyway, let's get on to the next one. This is entitled Mother Claims She's the Landlord, with landlord in earshot. Backstory. I live in a small city with Scottish influences, and me and my family rent a house across the park where the city hold events. The day this took place was the day of the Highlander Festival. It was just a really popular day thing where people from the city come over to. Now the city is pretty good with parking. We let family and friends park in our driveway if they ask. We have a pretty big driveway, but no one is allowed to park on a private property unless they are told they can. Cast EM Soccer Mom Susan. That's a surprise, it's usually Karen. Entitled Kid is Houseborn 1, Entitled Kid Houseborn 2, Entitled Kid 3, Houseborn 3. As usual. LL is Awesome Landlord, me is 16-year-old Susan Destroyer. So I'm sitting in the living room watching TV. Everyone who lives in my house is at work. And then I look out the window and see this van pull into our driveway. I watch just to make sure they're not trying to turn around, and surprise, surprise, they don't. The car turns off and out comes Entitled Mother. So I go up and go out to the driveway. Entitled Mother was just starting to get Entitled Kid 1, 2 and 3 out of the car, and I come up to her. Excuse me, Mum, do you know my parents? No, I'll start that again. Excuse me, Mum, do my parents know you? Why would your parents know me? Because we usually only let family and friends park in our driveway, and if you are neither, I'm gonna have to ask you to park in the public parking. No, I don't. There is no one in the driveway except this truck. She points to one of my mum's co-worker trucks. They got there a little bit earlier, knocked on the door and told me who they were. Oh, that's a friend's truck. Then she gives me that yeah, right look, then proceeds to get her kids out of the van. But I'm not having it. Mom, you really can't park in the driveway. Then she starts to get on my nerves. And why is that? Because this is private property, and I can't. Do your parents own the house? Excuse me? Do your parents own this house? Me being honest, no, then you have no right to kick me out your driveway if you don't own the property. Now, I don't know a lot about renting a house, but I know for a fact that what she said is not true. Also, at this point, Entitled Kid 1, 2, 3 are out of the van. Can we go now, Mummy? Please, we'll be waiting forever. I want to go and play. Yes, we can go. Yes, we can go now. Mummy just needs to talk to this young man about watching the car. At this point, I'm about to snap. We are not done here. Let's just call our landlord and see what they say. Now, I definitely do not have a landlord's number, but the look on her face tells me she's buying it. There's no need for that. Why? You just said that I can't kick you off the property and the landlord can. She now looks like she knows what she's done for. So here comes a Hail Mary. She also started to raise her voice at this point. I'm the landlord, and I can say I can park on my own property. Probably shouldn't have yelled that, Susan, because walking on the sidewalk is the landlord and his wife. They also don't live too far from the park and our house. Like I said, small city. He then walks over. Odd, I don't recall selling this land to anyone. He realises that she messed up. I tell the landlord what happened. You're lying, you don't own this property. Actually, I do. I remember signing the deed, and I also believe this young man was telling you not to park on their driveway. Fine, whatever. I'll just tell the cops that you attacked me while forcing me off your driveway. Have fun with that. Then load her kids into the van and screeches out the driveway. Well, that's that, I guess. Well, I guess she didn't stay around for long, did she? So entitled, she thinks she can park in somebody's driveway. Well, mind you, I've had to that few times as well. But yeah, I think he should have let her walk and got her car towed. But then again, it wouldn't be fair on the kids now, would it? Anyway, let's get on to the last story. This one's called I'm a Teenager, That Means I'm a Criminal. I am 15 years old. 2. English is not my first language. 3. This happened like 2 weeks ago. 4. People who post endgame spoilers will burn in hell. So I was riding home from school by bike when I came across a crossing. There I saw a little girl, maybe 3 years old, riding a tricycle and almost getting on the road. So I stopped, grabbed her and her trike, put her on the sidewalk and said something like, "You need to look out where you go." Enter Entitled Dad. The Entitled Dad runs towards me and pushes me away. Then he grabs his daughter and screams, "If you ever touch my effing daughter again, I swear I will break every single bone in your body." I thought that maybe he saw something wrong, so I said, "Sir, I think you misunderstood something. I saved your daughter from being hit by a car. Maybe you should..." He interrupts me. "Yeah, of course. You dirty little teenager just wanted to help. F off and go steal a purse or whatever you teens are doing in your free time." I was so angry. I spent most of my free time and a lot of money in working at a cat station where I and others help abandoned or ill cats. But I tried to get him to question me. Then, what do you think I wanted to there? Then this a-hole just says, "Well, obviously, you tried to kidnap her. Maybe he would get ransom to pay for your drugs or whatever." I lost my crap there. "So your daughter almost gets hit by a car. I save her, and then because I'm a teenager, I'm the criminal who wants to kidnap her. What the F is wrong with your brain? Then one day your daughter gets run over by a car. You should imagine my face. Now I try to help. Goodbye, you stupid mother effer." Then I sat on my bike, gave him the finger and drove off. I'm pretty sad that only because some teenagers are idiots, every single one is a high criminal in the eyes of some people. Hopefully I never see that a-hole again. Well, I can understand where the dad's coming from, you know. He's all of a sudden sees some person picking up his child. But then he should also listen to what the boy has to say. But he sounds like he's more overprotective to me than anything else. But still, he shouldn't what's the word for it? He shouldn't be so quick to judge. No, not everybody's a criminal. But then again, with what teens do these days, it's a norm thing, I guess. Anyway guys, that's all I've got for today. If you enjoyed the video, please do leave a like. Don't forget to comment, and if you'd like to see more videos in the future, don't forget to subscribe. But until then, I shall see you all in the next video. Bye bye!